30 seconds to countdown. Standing by for an answer check. Pictures looking good. Sound is good. Stand by for the countdown.
Copy me 5-5.
5, 4, 3.
Your sound is up.
Hello everyone and welcome to Safari TV. I can't stop laughing. I was singing a song before we got live and I can't stop laughing. Catherine is laughing and making me laugh. Welcome to Safari TV. My name is Jared. With Catherine on camera this afternoon and Herman in final control. Compose yourself, Jared. And welcome to the PM Drive. And yeah, we're going to head out for the next 3 hours and see what we can find. And my plan for today, early on, is we're going to head down Philemon's cut line, get onto Weaver's Nest and go and sit with those lions on the kill. Hopefully they are back and we can see them devouring some buffalo. Otherwise, join us, and if you have any questions for us as we head out, please send them through to finalcontrol@safari.tv. Love to hear from you and who is out there watching for the afternoon. And I hope you're having a good day or evening or wherever you are in the world. And come and join us. Let's see what we can get.
1, 2.
That should have gone on bloopers, that. Laughing. You always see bloopers on TV and people just can't stop laughing. I was singing a song called All By Myself by Celine Dion. I know it sounds a bit odd. And then Catherine just started laughing at me, and then of course that was the end of it, really. And I won't sing it to you, not to worry. I won't put you through that. I won't put Catherine through that. Alrighty, so some very overcast weather here today. Very, very overcast weather. And I'm holding thumbs that we don't get too much, or we don't get any rain. There's quite a thick grey cloud above us as we speak. There's another one just to the southwest. Pretty grey and gloomy all around at the moment. Bit of a front that's moved over the eastern part of South Africa. And after yesterday's extreme heat, got to about 37, 38 degrees Celsius yesterday. It was pretty intense. So this is a welcome relief from some amazing heat. I've already put a jacket on. I've got that song in my head now, Catherine. All By Myself. It is unusual, Vivian. That's why I'm trying to look at, trying to follow up on any signs and sounds of anything. Could have been the other lion I was thinking, or possibly a leopard. I mean, this is a highway for a leopard here. An absolute freeway for leopards to move without being detected from the road. Move silently along the sand of the riverbed. So you won't even... A leopard wouldn't even be known at all, except for the birds. Okay, well I'm just gonna move around like that and see if I can turn the vehicle around here. quite a few tracks that head off that way. Such a nice little rock face there. There's the other line. There he is. Okay, found the other line, or another line. That's close to where the doe birds are calling from. There we go, there he is. We're about 200 meters away from the kill. Okay. Hello Pamela. Pamela's just asking, would there be any reason for these lions to roar right now, or does it happen mostly at night for territorial purposes? Yeah, Pamela, I do not expect them to be roaring. That would often draw attention to themselves, and that's the last thing they want right now. They do not want to be drawing attention to themselves, being with a kill. Usually it does happen at night and early morning. This happens because of the what we call the inversion layer. That's a thicker, more dense layer of air that hovers above the earth, and when it's hotter during the day, that layer gets pushed up by radiating heat coming off the earth. And so if a lion would have to roar, the strength of that roar would not go as far as what they would want it to. The whole purpose of a roar is either as a contact call or a territorial call. And territorial purpose, they need that call to go as far as possible. So calling in the middle of the day doesn't happen very often, and it's often just for contact call between members. We heard these guys calling last night, and that was before they made the kill, and subsequently we haven't heard them calling after that. So do not believe they're going to be calling. We'll listen out tonight, as we're not far from our house, and we'll definitely hear them from there. So we'll let you know in the morning if these lions have been calling, but I do not expect them to be calling tonight. I'm just going to move along the road. Texan has moved out, and we can probably get a better look here. Ah, thanks, Big Dave from chat. And lions have 30 teeth. Thanks, Big Dave. Okay. Kathy, hello Kathy. Kathy just inquiring as to, does the lion look thin, or do they normally look like that? When you got up and walked away, he just looked a bit thinner than usual, and what I would like, Kathy. With the potential for him to fill up and fill out quite nicely, 200 meters away, he certainly looks way too thin. Not to the extent that I'm worried about his life and death situation, but with a kill close by, he shouldn't be as thin as what he is. And he doesn't seem happy with the other male up the road here. Without knowing what they've gone through, I have no idea why this one is so skittish and the other one is completely fine. This guy's older than the other one. Okay. Hello, Razor. Razor's just asking, back leg looks like it's full of muscle, and could it be an old trauma? Well, that's, as I said, I was looking to see some form of new trauma, and possibly it's subcutaneous, so it's beneath the surface that the injury lies. Could be old, not too sure, Razor. Could be old or it could be new, it just could be subcutaneous. Without obviously having an x-ray and having a look would be difficult to know. But being a male lion, it's going to be quite difficult for him or for that leg to heal as quickly as possible, which means he's going to have to stay off it. And being a male lion, these guys are going to have to be on the move constantly. And although he is staying off it, it's he's constantly moving, and it's not healing as quick as what it would normally be if it were in a cast or if he were to be off it completely. I think that these two definitely did take the buffalo down. I think possibly what happened was the other male did the jumping on it and bringing it down, while this one came in and possibly with the experience doing the muzzle grip or the throat grip on it, and that's how they possibly killed it. Not too sure, no one saw it. This is all speculation, but definite possibilities. Okay. Mohammed's obviously just joined us. Mohammed, we had a bit of speculation in the beginning as to who they were, and Paddy helped us out, confirmed that they are part of the Kahuma Pride. Kahuma Pride have been here before on a number of occasions. There was speculation as to whether they were the golf course males, but they seem to be a bit younger than the golf course males. So Paddy, thanks very much, and Mohammed, there you go, in Kahuma Pride. Getting an update on the radio, hearing about a buffalo herd up in the north. Okay. Jody, hello Jody. And Jody's just asking, when an animal out here in the bush breaks a bone, does it fix itself or does it remain broken as they cannot get treated out here? Jody, these animals are amazingly resilient and tough. With a lot of the animals that I've seen with broken limbs before, they've all managed to heal. These animals do heal quite quickly compared to us as humans, due to possible antibodies and immune systems and all that sort of thing. So they seem to heal quite nicely. I've often seen, especially lion that have broken limbs, which does happen with lion more so than any other cat that I have seen before. And once a lion has broken that bone, and as it's healed, you'll often see a lion has a different gait or a different walk, as it doesn't heal completely straight or what have you, compared to an unbroken limb. You often see they have a different swagger or a different walk with a permanent sort of a previous broken limb. And I'm sure a lot of people are saying, oh, can't we dart him, and can't we put a cast on him, and he'll be fine. A couple of reasons why we haven't done that, or well, the vets haven't done that. First of all, to put a cast on a lion, which means that the lion would have to stay off it, would have to accept that a cast is fixed to his leg. I don't think that's going to happen. This lion's probably going to rip this cast apart off his leg completely. He's going to have to be medicated. You're going to have to dart him, which it puts the animal under a lot of stress as well, which you don't want to be doing. You're also taking a step backwards when you dart a wild animal like this, because the next time you do it, he's going to associate a vehicle and this frustration or this pain or whatever it was that happened afterwards. So just a big negative on darting just for a broken bone, when we know that an animal like this, if he has broken a bone, it's for a reason. That he, in chasing an animal, in being chased by a male lion, or in a conflict with another male lion, this has happened for a reason. It's not unnatural. If it were unnatural, if it were due to human circumstances, then it would be a different story. Then we would have to make a plan for it, maybe put pins in the leg and what have you. But certainly when it comes to this, and it's natural, it happened. It would have happened whether we were here or not, and we've got to look at it from an outsider's point of view, from a complete observer. And if he's not going to survive, it's for a reason. He's not the fittest. Survival of the fittest. And I keep on saying, and sometimes I have to reiterate, it's not the easiest thing to view, because you've got to look at it from the outside. And I've seen when a male lion is in a fight, and it happened a couple of months ago. Remember when the Mapogos and the Majinga lions killed each other? Each one killed a lion. And people stood by and watched this. And you can't go in there and drive in between this and go, no kitty cats, you can't do this, you know. This is how life goes for these male lions. And if they can't handle this fight, how are they supposed to prepare themselves for the next fight, which may be even more intense? So this prepares them for going into holding a territory. Otherwise they're going to be soft. And the next fight they come to, they're going to be, they're going to get killed. So this is all part of being a male lion. Okay? Hello. It's probably to the left. Yeah. Pamela, hey Pamela. Pamela's just asking, can I just do a quick detailed description of this lion? As obviously viewing it on your computer, it's a bit deceiving. You're not getting the true size of him, shoulder height and what have you. Okay. I am 5'7", 5'8", between 5'7", 5'8", depends on the day. And if this lion were to stand next to me, the top of his head would come to about just below my chest. So probably looking at about 4.5 feet, 4 feet. It's a bit difficult. So yeah, just below my chest. Body length, you're probably looking from what we call snout to vent, or from the tip of his nose to where the tail begins, probably looking at about a meter to a meter and a half. Yeah, about a meter and a half long, and with the tail being an extra meter long, so 2.5 meters in total length, from the front of his nose to the end of his tail. One of those canines, just yawning getting to see those canines, one of his canines is the length of my finger. Size of his head, I'm just trying to think. I wouldn't be able to put my hands, like if I were to try and hug him around his head, I wouldn't be able to put my, I'll be able to do it around his neck, I'm thinking. I'd be able to wrap my arms completely around and touch my fingers at the back behind his neck if I were to try and hug him. So say that's as sort of as big as what I can fit around in my arms, is just to the back of his neck. Weight-wise, you're probably looking in excess of 200 kilograms, so in excess of 400 pounds. And he's not even fully grown yet. So there, one of his teeth, there we go. Where are you off to, my friend? Oh, look at that stretch. Now you can really see the length of that body. Wondering if he's going to go settle down somewhere else in some bush. Looks like it is leading directly behind it. Ah, he's going to the bathroom. That's why. Going to the bathroom, which just so happens to be the bush. Oh. I hope we are upwind of him. I do not want to be you. There's one thing in this world that I cannot tolerate, and that is the smell of fresh lion dung. I get very close to relieving myself of my stomach contents. It is the most unbelievably disgusting smell that you've ever smelt, especially for this lion who's recently ate. So a lot of that is just blood, and yeah, it's nasty. Okay, let's reverse and see if we can get him. Hoping he's going to make his way to the kill. Or is he just going to settle? He wants to settle down. I'm going to stick around with him for a little bit more, folks. Unless, we start hearing that everyone would like to move on. But we'll stay around. He seems to be nice and active. At least he's not a flat cat. Just really working hard on this habituation process with him, to stop him from freaking out every time he sees a vehicle. Alright, my boy. Slow your movement. Alright, you can sleep now. Heard a buffalo up in the north near a dam of some sort. Sassen's Dam. Or ooh, bless you. That's enough photos for me today, unless it decides to do something. Okay. Wow, Penny, thanks so much. Actually didn't hear that. I usually go onto the KNP website every now and again. I haven't been for about 5 or 6 days now. Yeah, Penny just saying that there's been an outbreak of anthrax, which is not good. There was an outbreak in the 80s of anthrax which wiped out quite a big percentage of the antelope population in the Kruger Park. And yeah, but it has been contained. It's very far up in the north of the Kruger Park, so we should be good down here. But I remember back in reading about the anthrax that hit the Kruger Park in the 80s, and they had to scrub and clean all the water holes and what have you, that all the artificial water holes in the Kruger, and burn the bodies of all the dead animals. It was quite something. Thanks, Penny. And Penny saying she's going to update us. Yeah, keep us posted and see if there's any movement of that anthrax heading south. With everything that's happening at the moment, with all the park and with the blue-green algae and the dams and pans and all that sort of thing, you can imagine anthrax outbreak moving through the park, killing, would not go down well right now.